A very good evening and welcome to Prime TV News, coming to you live and direct from the Prime TV studios with me, Abrar Abid. Now, before we go into our stories in detail, let's take a look at our headlines. President Gotabaya is due to inaugurate the 4th session of the 8th Parliament on the 3rd of next month. Attention to gathering personal information under one national data centre. Rajitha and the Swiss staffer are released on bail. Advanced level certificates are now being issued. Dozens die as cold wave sweeps through Bangladesh. In our lead story, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is due to inaugurate the 4th session of the 8th Parliament on the 3rd of next month. Based on the Constitution, the President has the power to terminate the term of Parliament, and accordingly the parliamentary session was ended on the 2nd of this month through a special Gazette notification. First, the members of Parliament are due to arrive in the chamber of the House of Representatives, followed by Speaker Karu Jayasuriya. Later, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa is due to arrive, followed by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. The President will proceed at the inaugural meeting and he is due to deliver the new government policy statement. After its presentation, the President will adjourn Parliament. According to the 1978 Constitution, the President is to present the government's policy statement at the beginning of the new session instead of the throne speech. In more local news, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has drawn his attention to gathering personal information under one national data centre. All personal information, including the national identity card, the driving license, immigration and emigration documents, and birth and death registration, is to be collected in one national data center. The motive of the President through this program is to minimize wastage of time and money. This was revealed at a meeting with senior officials of the Information and Communication Technology Ministry at the Presidential Secretariat today. The President said that this system would also prevent the circulation of false and fraudulent information. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa pointed out that strengthening the relationship between departments, semi-government institutions and ministries is very important in the development process. In more news at home, Colombo District Magistrate Lanka Jairatna granted bail to MP Rajitha Senaratne today. The magistrate who suspended Rajitha Senaratne's foreign travel also ordered to passport to hand over to the court. The MP was also ordered to give a statement to the CID immediately after he leaves the hospital. Rajitha Senaratne had been missing for 2 days after an arrest warrant was issued by the courts. The parliamentarian, who was issued a warrant for the controversial white van media briefing, was then admitted to the intensive care unit of a private hospital in Narahempita on Thursday. He was arrested by the CID at the hospital. Colombo Additional Magistrate Shalini Pereira visited the hospital and ordered him to be remanded till today. The prison doctor, who visited the private hospital yesterday, inspected and recommended that he be transferred to the Colombo National Hospital or the prison hospital. However, Rajitha Senaratne's doctors declared him unfit to be transferred as he is suffering from hypertension and high blood pressure. Accordingly, the CID could not produce him in courts today. The Colombo Magistrates Court decided to release Rajitha Senaratne on 2 surety bails of 500,000 rupees each. Although the Attorney General objected to the granting of bail, the judge informed that the 3 charges against Rajitha Senaratne were not offences that could be granted bail. Meanwhile, the Government Medical Officers Association was summoned to the Bribery of Corruption Commission to record statement with respect to several complaints that had been made against Rajitha Senaratne. GMOA Secretary Harita Aludge said that sufficient evidence is now sufficing to file complaints against former Health Minister Rajitha Senaratne. The GMOA Secretary mentioned that complaints will be lodged under the Public Property Act, Bribery and Corruption Act and the Penal Code for various offences. The GMOA Secretary said that Ashu Marasinghe's claims that threats are being made at Rajitha Senaratne from the drugs mafia are utterly ridiculous. The Secretary noted that the harm inflicted on public health by Rajitha Senaratne was marginal and that his misdemeanors should be properly investigated. In more local news, Swiss embassy staffer in Colombo, Gania Bannister Francis, has been enlarged on bail. She was released on two surety bails, 500,000 each. She has also been barred from foreign travel. Gania Bannister Francis, who was produced in courts and remanded after being arrested by the CID, was again produced before the Colombo Magistrates Court today. Colombo Chief Magistrate Lanka Jairatna enlarged her on bail. The Swiss Embassy employee, Gania Bannister Francis, was arrested on charges of making false statements in a manner defaming the government and giving false evidence. Accordingly, during investigations carried out, it was found that her responses were contradictory, leading to the conduct of further inquiries. The court also rejected the request made by the lawyer appearing for her to record her statements at the Swiss ambassador's official residence. The CID is pursuing further investigations. 3 individuals who are members of the same family have been electrocuted to death, while 12 persons have sustained injuries in a motor accident. Police said that a father, a mother and their daughter-in-law had died from electrocution at around 10 last night. According to reports, the 63-year-old father had initially gone to check on the illegal power tapping which had been done to power a makeshift electrical fence at a field in Kande Mudder to keep away wild boars damaging crops. Due to the delay in him returning back home, his wife and daughter-in-law had visited the location to check on him. Preliminary inquiries have revealed that the wife and daughter-in-law were also electrocuted to death as they attempted to rescue the father, who was found lying on the ground near the power cord. Meanwhile, a bus veered off the road and toppled in the Irottaperia Kulama area in Vaunia. It is reported that one of the 12 injured in the accident this morning is in critical condition. A private bus travelling from Tangol to Jaffna was involved in the accident. Police say the bus was involved in a technical fault. The Commissioner General of Examinations states that the GCE Advanced Level Examination certificates will be issued from today. He said applications for certificates could be submitted online from next Saturday. Candidates immediately need their examination certificates. Accordingly, they need to visit the examinations department and secure them. Also, with effect from Saturday, facilities have been provided to make their requests through the online system. Accordingly, to enter into the Sri Lanka Examinations Department website and pay the required funds through a debit card or a credit card and take initiatives to obtain their certificates. 600 rupees is being charged for the certificate. 200 rupees is levied as the postage cost. It could be received at the house itself within 48 hours. Making an application through the online system is much convenient for those especially in long distances and suburban areas. In more news at home, it is everyone's responsibility to keep the country beautiful. We are proud to be living in such a country. Here are the details of some more programs that all work together for the betterment of the country. Another group of youngsters was seen in Galle City working together to paint the parapet walls colourfully. A group of students who had sat the GCE Ordinary Level Examination this year participated in this program. The students stated that this will help them to free their tired minds from learning. The Ratnapura Municipal Council, police and the business community worked together to do a special service for the youth of the city. They joined in organising an appreciation event for the young people who are working hard. Certificates were given to the youth. Mayor of Ratnapura Municipal Council, Tyrone Aptanayaka, and other senior officials of the police also participated in this appreciation ceremony. The ideas of the youth are also very valuable to make the country more organised. The Sri Lankan V Youth Organisation has partnered with the traffic police to solve the daily traffic congestion in Vellampitiya Kolonnava. Accordingly, the residents of the area were made aware of the mechanism of parking on either side of the road. A program to clean the premises of the Dehivala port in Galle was launched under the patronage of the Youth for Environment Organisation. The fisheries harbour in Hikkadua, Ambalangura and Balapitiya will also be cleaned up in the future. Governor of the Western Province, Dr. Sita Bepola, undertook an inspection tour of the Battaramulla area. The governor also inquired into the shortcomings in the area. She advised the officials to take immediate action to develop the rest park at Denzel Kobbak-Kadua Mawatha, which is in a dilapidated condition. The governor also inspected the area around the Akuregoda Arupitiya reservoir and advised the area should be cleaned up in a systematic manner. In more news at home, a racket of the release of 350,000 kilograms of expired rice stocks at the Satusa warehouse in Hungurakoda as animal feed has come to light. It has been revealed that this stock of rice had been imported from India during the previous regime. The stock of rice imported during the year 2017 has expired at the CWE store. The stocks were ready to be released as animal feed. It was reported that there were 300,000 kilos of expired rice and 50 kilos of rice that expired in 2 months. Representatives of the All Ceylon Agrarian Federation visited the Satusa warehouse at Hungurakketa. By that time, they had seen stocks of rice being loaded into lorries. Namal Karunaratne, national organizer of the All Ceylon Farmers Federation, said that as the country produces sufficient rice for local consumption, there is no need to import. 3 million metric tons of rice are consumed annually, while 4.5 to 5 million metric tons are produced in the country. The secretary of All Ceylon Agrarian Federation reiterated that public funds were misallocated by the previous government in such courses. Highlighting that the unnecessary importations were carried out under Rishad Badiuddin, the secretary urged the government to take legal actions against the perpetrators. Playing loud songs on private buses harassing passengers will be banned from the 1st of next month. If such songs are being played, the authorities request the public to report it to 1955. Transport Commission states that legal action will be taken against drivers and conductors of private buses that play loud music and display videos. Measures will be taken according to complaints received from the public on 1955. In the meantime, private or SLTB buses running at a slower pace could also be reported to the same number. Also, any matter with respect to the unpleasant and illegal behavior can be informed on the same number. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Transport has taken steps to introduce a collection of 1,000 classical songs. The distribution of these songs will take place tomorrow at the Makumbara Multiple Transport Centre under the patronage of Minister Mahinda Amaravira. The renovation of the Navala Urban Wetland Park has received widespread public approbation. Navala Urban Wetland Park was built when President Gotabaya Rajapaksa was serving as the Secretary of Defence. The 16-acre park was built at an expense of 82 million rupees by the Urban Development Authority. One of the objectives of the park is to streamline the recession of floodwaters. Facilities are available in this location to engage in physical exercises and play. The public had been complaining that the park was not being properly maintained during the last 4.5 years. In more news at home, PSM Charles has been appointed as the Northern Governor. PSM Charles took oaths before President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the Presidential Secretariat. She is a special grade officer of the Sri Lanka Administrative Service and had served as the Secretary to the Ministry of Health and Indigenous Medicine. She had also served as the Director General of the Sri Lanka Customs Department. PSM Charles had been earlier serving as the District Secretary of Batticaloa and Vaunia for a long period. Meanwhile, the new chairman of the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau, Mr. Anura Valpola, assumed duties at the Bureau head office. The Mahasangha, led by Chief Incumbent of Kotte Rajamahavihara, Venerable Alutunuara Anuruddha Thera, chanted Set Pirit and invoked blessings on the new chairman. Let's now have a look at today's exchange rates. And that is all the news for today. Do join us again tomorrow for the very latest. For the Prime TV News team, I am Abrar Abid. A very good evening and take care.